Hey, it's attorney Stephen A. Smith here, the pastor lawyer, with another commonly asked question.
Can I still recover compensation if I was partially at fault for the accident? In 2023, the answer is now, it depends. It depends, and certainly I'll cover this a little more in maybe a full video with regard to the changes that have been made in 2023 to Florida law with regard to car accidents. But with respect to these issues, if you're partially liable, now the law says if you're 51% at fault, you can't recover for the damages to the claim. So we used to have, under the old system, we used to have pure comparative negligence standard. That means that each party pays their own fair share for the part that they played and the role they played in a crash. So if you're partially liable, the jury will determine what percentage fault you have. So if it's 10%, if it's 20%, 30%, 50%. If it's 50%, then the jury would divide the total amount of your damages and divide it in half and say the other party is at fault for half of it, you're at fault for half of it. And so we'll make that total number that we said that you're accorded and due for your damages, and we'll split it in half. And then that's what the other party owes you. Now that has changed dramatically in the 2023 legislative session. They have now changed it to a 51% comparative negligence standard, which means that if you're determined to be 51% at fault by a jury, then you will not be able to recover anything for that damage, even if somebody else was 49% at fault. This is what our state legislature have done, and this is our law now. And so we have to abide by it. What does that mean for Florida drivers in accidents? It means that if you're partially at fault, you may have trouble getting an attorney to take your case. Or if they take your case, once you get to the level where you must file suit and go through litigation, they may now have to consider whether or not seriously consider whether they believe a jury is going to make or award you more than 50% of the fault. Because if they do, then they know that they totally lose, and they lose the investment that they make in your case. Because remember, personal injury cases on contingency fee based. That means only if we recover are we able to get paid. And so we have every interest in making sure you get paid. But if we're not sure or reasonably sure that we can do that, then we're gambling with the house money. And that's not something that most people are willing to do in business. And so you have to be careful in your driving and making sure you obey all the traffic laws so that you can't be found to be at fault for your crash, or you don't get the partial liability to the point where the jury would say, hey, you're 51% at fault and you can't recover here.